Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video, we're going to take a look at one of the best teams for the Hisui Cup. We're going to have a team here around my shiny Vespiquen with really cool PvP IVs. I was quite lucky to get this one. And as you saw there just now, I got the move Fellstinger on this Pokemon. And I had no idea before giving it the TM here that this Pokemon would learn the move. I had no idea about it. So it wasn't planned for me to run Fellstinger in the beginning for this team. This team was designed to have Exeter on it. But I was thinking in the current meta, Fellstinger looks like a ridiculous move to run because the boost with the recent buff on Fury Cutter's damage seems to be quite cool. And let's take a look here at what this Pokemon can do. We are already at +2 attack. We generate energy super fast. We do some solid amount of damage. And as we see here, we're gonna get rid of the Electrode. And then it's now just the Gastrodon, which has to take Fellstinger here, which is going to boost our attack even further. We're at +3 at this point. The opponent doesn't really do damage against us as well. And we see already the beauty of this move on Vespiquen, as we are now at +4 attack. Highest possible attack with a Vespiquen. And look at the fast move pressure that we have against a bulky Pokemon like Gastrodon. It is absolutely wild on how overpowered the Vespiquen can be, and you're gonna see it all the time here in today's video. I went instantly on a 7-game win streak with this team, 5-0 first battle with it, first set with this team here, and I won 7 in a row with it, which was really cool. And I think you see every game that I did as well today in this video. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, of course, leave a like on the video if you enjoy this type of content. I am going to have a little bit more time starting tomorrow finally for a bit more YouTube stuff as well. Then again, as my university is going to be ending then as well. But today, we are going to take a look at one of the strongest teams here for this meta. And we're going to see already on why this is the case. We're going to have the damage here against the Spiritomb. And this is kind of a mistake that a lot of people are doing. They just kind of leave their shields for the final Pokemon, thinking that they would need to shield up stuff there. But they're shielding up now Fellstinger, which doesn't really do damage anyway, but boost our own attack. And as you see, we're going to get dropped again here. So we're at neutral, but I'm still going to get another move here against the opponent, which will be able to knock them out or get the final shield while still knocking them out with a fast move, which again wins us the battle. From this team here, Vespiquen was definitely the best Pokemon. Here we want to encounter one of the worst Pokemon to encounter, which is going to be Bibarel. It is actually still alright though if I'm going to be able to hit this move, which I am going to be able to do, which means now that we're going to be able to at least have the damage on them already. And if you're wondering why I decided not to go for a charge move here, the main reason is that I wanted them to go for their own charge move first. So now I can go for the full farm run against them here, of course use a shield. But if I went for the aerial ace, they would have just been able to fully farm me down. And I didn't want this to happen. Either I want to go for the Earthquake and get some nice damage in there, or I wanted to go for them going for a charge move, which I, at the end of the day, was able to get there. And so now it's going to be Spiritomb against our team here. We are in a really difficult spot. We're going to have here a double shield disadvantage, to be fair. But Fellstinger got here, hopefully the shield. Yeah, the first shield is going to be gone here with the Fellstinger. I am going to be able to go for a charge move, and I go straight for it because they would have the option to drop my attack by going for the Rock Tomb. But they let the first move go through, which is really nice for us because now we can farm them down. Now the opponent goes down here, and we can go for the full farm down against the Bibarel in time. So, next opponent we're going to have Spiritomb. By the way, the battles are always kind of randomized here. I still kind of kept the first set, I think, intact, but afterwards it's going to be randomized. I got a 7-game win streak with this team, which is absolutely fantastic. And here we kind of see also how this team is kind of supposed to be working. I thought of going for Gliscor with Night Slash over Aerial Ace, by the way, which I could have definitely done, which would have had some cool play as well. But as you're gonna see here as well, even with Aerial Ace, we're going to be able to do quite a lot against the Ghost type Pokemon. This is what you kind of want to bait out, the Ghost type Pokemon. With our Say Swap against potential Dark type Pokemon, we're going to have 2 types, not Fairy type damage, the Bug type damage in the back, which is going to be great. And as you see here, I was able to catch a move, which is kind of cool as well. But I was kind of worried about this matchup now because I do think that the opponent's Pokemon, the opponent's Dusknoir, still has a charge move stored and that they still have it in the back. So that's kind of why I'm playing around here a little bit. I gonna go for the Fellstinger first because now I need to still go for a Power Gem. I want to have that with the maximum amount of damage, which I got through this because I know they have Rock Tomb still. So they're gonna go down here. It's gonna be Gastrodon in the back. I need to get off a Dynamic Punch, which does way more damage than the Shadow Punch does. And so Dynamic Punch is coming through. This is gonna do a ton of damage, but they're still gonna be forced to go for a hard hitting move. It needs to be either Water Pulse, which is more common in the current meta, or the Earth Power, Water Pulse is going to connect here. Can we get to a charge move? We can. But do they still have a charge move stored on their last Pokemon? I think they have, but they didn't. And we win again with the Vespiquen. Honestly, like, this team was so much fun. Like, we had so much fun with this team. Here we have a clever opponent. They were always trying to catch my charge moves here, which is really smart by them. So yeah, they were able to catch the move here. And I can use my Vespiquen here now, as I can also go ahead and do I shield here? I'm not too sure if I'm going to shield. I'm not going to shield. We are having quite some decent bulk on this Pokemon as well. We can take a hit. And as you see, I'm actually going to go for the full farm down. Because now I would have 2 Power Gems against the opponent's, Flying type Pokemon. So we would be able to get 2 shields back from them, which I will gladly take. And this is, again, the benefit of having this Pokemon here. But as you see as well, we're going to be able to go for a Fell Stinger first, getting even the shield with that, which was a bit unnecessary at the end of the day, because he used both shields there. But I was hoping I would just get the first shield, then I was thinking, oh, they only have bug type damage, and then I would still win with that. But as you see here, the opponent's going to reveal that they have Gastron in the back, and I'm going to go for an interesting play. Of course, I swap out into my Gliscor, but I'm going to go ahead and go straight for the Earthquake. I'm not going to go for the Aerial Ace and Farm Down, because I don't know how much energy they had on the other one. They would have mostly one Steam Peter against me, and I know the Earthquake is going to be enough to just one-shot them. And so with that, we are going to be able to win this battle here. And Psyshock is coming through here, but they take too long to get to another one. I think they would have needed a total of like 14 charms or something, which it definitely didn't have. As you see here, I got a 5-0 with this team here in the beginning, but of course there are more battles to come now as well. By the way, I also finally hit, not with this team, but with the next team that you're going to see most likely on the channel. I finally hit the veteran rank. I'm fully aware. I'm very late to the party. Again, there's quite a lot going on there. I'm going to try to get to Legend as fast as possible now, where I can put a bit more time into like team building and whatever as well. So definitely stay tuned. But I also memed around a little bit the last few weeks. So yeah, still, there's going to be a lot of new Pokemon being released, which is going to be very interesting as well for the channel. Especially, of course, the Aegislash, which is coming up, I think, next week, which is going to be very cool. We have the Hisui and LilyKatchum coming up this weekend. So that's going to be exciting. Here we're going to see a matchup where just Vespiquen kind of doesn't really get into a great position. This is alright for us. Like, we have the Power Gem here. Here's, for example, where maybe Exeter would have done a bit more. Exeter is a stab move. But Power Gem actually, I think, does more damage total if you just get to one move. So I guess I would have not been able to knock them out with that either. I would have been able to have a little bit more pressure now, though, which I just don't have on my Pokemon. We see here the opponent going to the Gastrodon. If I had the Exeter, I would have been able to do some more damage here for sure. I still would have most likely lost the battle. I cannot see that I would have won this battle here at all. Body Slam is coming through. We're going to be able to let this move go, and we can move on to the next opponent. Next opponent here, we're going to have the Gastron in the lead. And as we're going to have 2 hard answers to ground type damage in the back, we're going to swap out into our Gliscor. They could have Water Pulse, but this was too fast for that, so it's just a Body Slam, and I don't really need to shield here at all. They swap out into the Drapion, which I found quite interesting, because like now I have all the energy. Like, the Body Slam didn't really help you too much. I guess it put us into range where one, Awkward here is going to be enough. But what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to realign. I know already that we are currently in a position that, we are just going to be able to align ourselves against the ground type, which is going to be what we kind of want to have. And so here, as we will see, we're going to be able to go for the full farm down. We can go ahead and, go for another Aerial Ace against the opponent. And with that, we can get some nice damage onto them. The Drifblim is going to go down here with just the Dusknoir. And now we have the Gaston against, our Dusknoir, which actually gets a little bit lucky here because we denied a fast move from the opponent, which should have not happened. But that is going to be alright for us, because like this, we're going to be able to go for another charge move. We can swap out into our Vespiquen. We're going to be able to go for the no shield against the opponent as well. Body Slam is coming in there. Of course, we have no shields anyway, but we're going to be able to knock them out here with our Fell Stinger. Fell Stinger, honestly, such a cool move for this Pokemon now. And of course, literally didn't make any sense at all to have this move previously, because, like, think about it. Like, with Fury Cutter not doing damage before, I think you even used Poison Sting on this Pokemon before, which also doesn't do damage as a non-stab move with not a lot of damage output. Nowadays it just makes way more sense to run Fury Cutter and also, of course, Fell Stinger. Of course, in calculations, it's not going to be the ideal move to run, but I was trying to play to an extent that the team is going to function perfectly with it. So I kept my shields most of the times for the end matchup, because I know that the Bug type damage is so great in the current meta, as most of the poison type Pokemon as well that are around are going to be weak to it. Also, if you think about the steel types, yes, they have Bastion, which is going to be most likely becoming a little bit more common after this video as well, which is going to be an issue for this Pokemon. But yeah, again, you can have some solid answers still with Dynamic Punch in the lead and the Earthquake on the Say Swap. But yeah, otherwise you have like other steel types like Bronzong, which got buffed this season, which is going to take also neutral damage from you. So like it's still a solid matchup for you, which is kind of cool. But anyway, we're gonna see a Drapion, gonna go for the crunch, they're gonna go and swap out into their Gastrodon, and again, we just ramp up our boost. Like, look at this, we have Fellstinger coming through, boosting ourselves up again, we do a lot of fast move pressure against the opponent now. Stab, bug type damage, is really, really cool in the current meta. We can go for another Fellstinger here. This boosts our attack even further, and we can get some damage onto them as well. Just enough that they don't get to another Body Slam, and with that we can even outspeed them here, go for another one, and just knock them out. Like, honestly, you see in every single battle on how overpowered Vespiquen is in the current meta. We're gonna see here the opponent rage quitting as we boost ourselves up further and further. Mamoswine is like a Pokemon I was a bit worried about. They're actually running Mud Step, which I didn't see at the same time. You should run the other move. You should definitely run the fast move of Powder Snow, in my opinion. I don't think there is a reason really to go for Mud Step other than Drapion. I guess for Drapion, if you want to really counter it, it makes sense, but anything else, it just doesn't make sense. But as you can see here, we're going to be able to align ourselves, but honestly, for this team, it's a bit difficult to go up against the Ababa Snow. And so I go for the Shadow Punch here, but I'm going to stop out and try to outspeed them to the Aerial Ace here. I'm not too sure if I'm going to be able to do that. It might be just by one turn I can get there, and I can get there by the one turn, which is kind of nice. They would have just now had a Weather Ball stalled again. We're going to be able to get the KO here, but what do they have in the back? We still have 3 Pokemon left, but like one is nearly dead, and the other one is going to be a Vespiquen. They are going to have a Skuntank in the back. We would have won no matter what there, so a good game to the opponent. Against Pokemon like the Shadow Palkia, which honestly is a good Pokemon to run in this meta, which I maybe gonna take a look at as well. Yeah, we're going to have also very just nice fast move pressure with our lead there, which means we don't really worry too much about it. But I don't really need to actually get our lead aligned against the Palkia. I'm actually quite happy here to just let stuff go, because here I should be able to farm them down all the way with my Dusknoir anyway, which I can. And we will see here that they're going to have Spiritomb in the back, which I don't really like to face with this lead here, but what we can do is we can get some damage onto them, and we can boost ourselves up. And again here, we have 2 shields on our Vespiquen, and the opponent kind of played it out in a way that is just not smart for them. They're at the end of the day now in a position where they have 2 shields that they use against Fellstinger, and this happens all the time because people expect some hard hitting damage here from the backline, but I don't really want to go for that. I want to boost my own fast move damage up. And all of a sudden, our big space monster here gonna get destroyed by a Queen of Bees, which is ridiculous. So we're gonna be able to win this battle here now with Fellstinger again, because we boost ourselves up so much that we can just farm down everything. I wonder honestly if this is now going to pick up a little bit more play from other people as well. Fellstinger, Vespiquen, I don't think anybody looked at yet, so I'm happy always to bring some unique content as well to the channel here, which there's going to be more in the future. Trust me, I want to do more guides as well in the future here for this channel. I have now a lot more time hopefully coming up soon, especially like in a few more weeks then as well. I'm going to have even more time, so yeah, I'm kind of excited. I want to get this a little bit further. I want to do a little bit more coaching as well, of course. Link down below on MetaFi there as well. Would be very cool if you would check that out. But again, I'm gonna try to do my best to hit Legend very, very soon as well, just to get it out of the way. Because yeah, right now my elo is at a little bit over 2,500, but again, I feel like I can definitely climb a little bit more if I have more time to prepare myself for teams, concentrate a little bit more, and actually do more battles. I actually have done only the minimum battles. You see basically all the battles I did on YouTube as well, just because I just was busy in real life. So anyway, we're going to see here Gliscor against us. This is not going to be an ideal matchup, but we still might be able to reach out to the Shadow Punch here, which we can do here as well, which is going to be super important. But can we still win the battle here? It's still going to be the Spiritomb. Spiritomb has to go down from 1 power gem, but I don't think it is going to be enough here, sadly. As we will see, this is just barely not enough, and the opponent is going to be able to knock us out here. I wish Spiritomb would spawn in the wild for Halloween. Maybe this year would be cool to just get PvP IVs for it. But let's move on to the final battle. So we are going to see here that we are going to be able to just let the move go. It's going to be the Awkward here. And as we will see, we can go for another aerial ace against the opponent, but it just doesn't work out again. We're going to be able to go for a shield here. That Alcor Tail is coming through. It's alright that we went for the shield here because we can just kind of try to play for alignment. Aerial ace is going to get the, not the shield actually, going to get some damage into it. It kind of looked like a shield, but it wasn't. And we can go for another aerial ace here, getting the shield now. We can swap out of here, getting a lot of damage with a fast move onto them, and I hopefully can farm them down, but I think they would get to another charge move, and so I decided to go for my own Shadow Punch as well. If they want a shield, I'm going to be alright with that as well. They decided to let the move go. I'm now shields down. They have a Drapion against me. They're going to knock me out here for sure. But can I still win the battle here with the Vespiquen as well as my Gliscor? Oh wait, I actually going to be able to get the KO here against the opponent as well. I still have all 3 Pokemon left. That is going to be interesting. It's going to be in the back late, and that is going to be a good game because the Vespiquen is the hardest answer to this Pokemon, resisting every single charge move that is usually run, like Leaf Blade and the Close Combat, which is the only way you want to run this Pokemon. And with that, I want to say thanks so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, leave a like, it helps the algorithm, and I will see you then. Bye bye.